In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, peace be upon you viewers. You are watching our YouTube channel. I am Imran Khan. First of all, today in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in Peshawar, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is going to protest against drone attacks. And on the other hand, the intensity of the protest in Mir Ali continues to increase. And this protest in Mir Ali began when a drone attack occurred in the area of North Waziristan, where 4 children were martyred. Several others, including women, were injured in the attack. And there has been no information regarding any terrorists. So ever since then, protests have been ongoing there. They have a few demands, and I will present this news to you. The reason is that the government here has given a different stance. By government, I mean ISPR. ISPR has stated that they did not carry out any drone attack. In fact, they are calling it an act of terrorism, and they are attributing it to India's involvement. But a few questions arise, like who actually carried out this drone attack? That is, if they are saying that India did this, then this is a violation of the ceasefire and a massacre of civilians. But if India, through its proxies or through terrorists, Fitnatul Khawarij supported by India, if this attack was carried out through them, through the TTP, then we also have to understand that the Taliban now have dangerous drones in their possession, which can kill or martyr many people with a single missile strike. So this is an even more alarming issue. Then there's another question to ask. How did this drone return? That is, a drone enters Pakistan's borders, carries out its operation, and then leaves again. And so far, neither Pakistan's security forces nor intelligence agencies have provided us with any confirmed information about this. If you look at the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government, they haven't yet issued any official statement that clarifies this matter. However, a statement has come from Imran Khan himself. He used to oppose drone strikes before, and he continues to do so now. A statement has also come from the local people of Mir Ali. They say that they are testifying that this was a drone strike and that a drone attack was carried out. If I tell you about their demands, it seems from those demands that they hold the Pakistani government responsible for the drone strike, or they consider Pakistan's security forces responsible, saying that this was an intelligence failure and that the drone strike happened at the wrong place, causing significant civilian casualties. I will also tell you about their demands as we go further. But in this matter, neither the provincial government nor the federal government issued any statement. The only statement came from the DG ISPR, which I have already mentioned to you. Now the big question that has arisen is whether this drone was shot down or not. Where did this drone go? Because in what the DG ISPR said, I don't think the word drone was mentioned anywhere. The local people keep claiming again and again, and journalists also say, sir, that this was indeed a drone attack. Now let's move on to the sit-in protest that is being held there. I will talk about Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf later. But the 3 demands of the protesters are that a judicial inquiry be conducted into the Mir Ali incident and those responsible be punished. This is the first thing they are saying. Secondly, they are demanding that justice, protection and state assistance be provided to the affected families. Their third demand is that drone attacks be completely stopped. In other words, they are certain that these drone attacks have taken place. Apart from this, they are also demanding that the internet shutdown here be lifted. If the internet is not restored, then the local elders have claimed that they will cut the internet cable going towards the cantonment. They said they will cut those wires that provide internet access to the cantonment. So if mobile service and internet are not restored throughout the district by Sunday evening, first of all, there is already very little internet there. And right now, the situation is that it is completely shut down. No news is coming out from there. Whenever such an incident happens, the internet there is immediately shut down. There is a pattern in Pakistan. This also happens in Balochistan. It happens in the tribal areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa as well. So this is a pattern of the security forces, that the internet and mobile phones are immediately shut down. But the question arises that if this was done by India or by the enemies of the country, then the internet should remain active so that they can be exposed. But the local people there are accusing Pakistan's security agencies, saying that this incident happened because of them. Now, in a statement issued by the Mir Ali Dharna Committee, it has been said that the long march will begin from the protest site in Mir Ali and will now head towards Islamabad. It will pass through Banu Bazar and Township Chowk, reaching Domel Highway Chowk, where local people will also join the march. After that, the march will proceed towards Karak and Kohat, where more people will join the convoy. Now the question arises, if these people want to go to Islamabad for their rights, will the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government facilitate them, block their way, or let them go? You see, it's a very strange situation for Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, for the government. On one hand, the government there is not giving any clear statement about whether it was a drone attack or what exactly happened. because now this is a settled area and the provincial government should inform everyone about it. And on the other hand, the same provincial government, that is Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, is about to hold a protest in the provincial capital, Peshawar. Brother, the drone attack didn't happen from Peshawar. The police didn't carry out the drone attack, so why are you going to protest in Peshawar? It makes sense in Mir Ali because that's where the drone attack happened. The people there are protesting. But if a drone attack was carried out, then all of this falls under the control of the federal government, doesn't it? So if you want to protest, it should be against the federal government. Then Junaid Akbar Sahib and everyone else should have gone to Islamabad. And they should have protested against the drone attacks there. Now, people from Mir Ali want to go there. The question is whether the people of Mir Ali will be allowed to go there or not. We will find this out soon. I will keep sharing updates with you. In any case, protests in support of Imran Khan have started to intensify across Pakistan. People are coming out on their own and protesting. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf itself is divided into several factions. All parties agree on one thing, that Imran Khan should be thrown out and Pakistan can move forward. Now, there has been a protest in Karachi for the release of Imran Khan. Protests are also taking place in Sindh for the release of Imran Khan. A movement is underway in Umarkot for the release of Shah Mahmood Qureshi and Imran Khan. We saw a very large rally held there. Then in Lahore, the Azadi volunteers have organized a rally. We keep seeing this repeatedly in Rawalpindi. A very strong campaign is going on in Sabdial with the drum symbol of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. You don't see any PMLN candidate there, nor do you see their election symbol or anything else. So it seems that over there, they've just thrown the election onto the shoulders of the establishment. In other words, the Muslim League N has even stopped bothering to contest the election, as if to say, what's the point in fighting the election? The establishment will make us win the election. And over there, what the administration is doing is taking down PTI's banners and posters and putting up PMLN's banners and posters instead. The responsibility of making them win lies on the shoulders of the establishment and the administration, so let's see how long the establishment keeps making them win elections. In Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, viewers, people there are now raising their voices against load shedding because the summer has begun. And just like last year, load shedding has been increased in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And what happens is, this is the old method of PMLN. When PMLN was in power before and the People's Party was in opposition, they used to increase load shedding in Sindh. They used to undermine the People's Party, harass them, and use load shedding as a weapon. Now that the People's Party is in power, they do the same in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa by increasing load shedding there. Now in this context, Faisal Amin Khan, who is Ali Amin's brother, is a member of the Provincial Assembly. So according to him, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa produces almost half of Pakistan's hydropower. That is, the projects that generate electricity from water, nearly half of them are in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and the electricity is produced there. But despite this, the federal government still carries out load shedding there, and it is also a fact that the federal government owes Khyber Pakhtunkhwa hundreds of billions in electricity dues. Now what has happened is that this is official data, and the data shows how much money each province owes. There is propaganda regarding Khyber Pakhtunkhwa that people there do not pay their bills. This propaganda continues, but in reality, the highest amount of electricity theft or unpaid bills, those who owe the most 67 billion rupees, are actually owed by Sindh. Balochistan and Punjab each owe 42 billion, while only 10 billion is owed by Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Yet a narrative is created as if Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has the most money to pay. Load shedding is also happening the most in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and the highest recovery has also been from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. In other words, they have to pay the least to the federation, while everyone else has to pay more. However, the federation actually owes more money to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which they are not returning, because electricity is generated there and now they are demanding it back. So viewers, just as they have ruined every sector, this sector, which is essential, is also in the same state. What have they done to it? I want to present a few things before you. Habits that have been counted at this time. In the fiscal year 2025, this is the state of the essential sector. In Pakistan, the growth of the agriculture sector is only 0.56%. This is the growth rate. They have completely ruined the essential sector. Back in 2021, during Imran Khan's tenure, the growth was as high as 3.5%. Sometimes it increases, sometimes it decreases. This keeps happening. But the way they have continuously targeted the farmers, meaning about 40% of Pakistan's labor force, or about 40% of the country's working class, is connected to the essential sector. They are farmers. They work hard on the land and produce crops from there. By selling those crops, he feeds himself, his children, and his family. Now, this is an entire segment of society. 40% of Pakistan's working class has been crushed. Their growth should have been on the rise. Inflation is rising rapidly, but their growth has declined, and it has dropped to as low as 0.5 or 0.6%. Even if you consider it as high as 0.6%, that's still very little. In fact, the entire sector has practically collapsed. The production of cotton, which you know as kapas, has decreased significantly. There are three top crops in Pakistan. Rice comes in at number 1. Its production has also decreased. It has decreased slightly, but rice production has still gone down. In Pakistan, cotton ranks second. The production of cotton is continuously decreasing in Pakistan, and its impact will come when you run your industry, when you do cloth business, when you make thread, when you do next decrease, or your industry will run textile industry. Then you will have to import this cotton from outside, and when you import this same cotton from outside, then the balance of payment will be bad. That means you will have to import more. If you export less, you will incur losses. If Pakistan had its own cotton, it wouldn't suffer losses. Therefore, their policies are very poor. They have completely ruined the cotton sector as well. And the third major crop in Pakistan is wheat, but wheat production has been much lower than their estimates. Despite being an agricultural country, Pakistan will once again be forced to import wheat this time, that is, to bring in wheat from other countries. In other words, we will pay farmers around the world, we will pay other countries, but we will not pay Pakistan's own farmers, and we will import wheat from abroad. So this is the current situation of need, viewers. And where is the focus? Let me tell you one more thing. This photo was given by Shehbaz Sharif to the army chief. This has become a subject of ridicule in the Indian media and on social media, and it is being mocked, constantly being made fun of. In other words, they don't understand what work needs to be done and how to do it. They even do the right things in the wrong way, brother. If you had to give a photo frame to the army chief, at least give a proper one. Now, the photo frame that Shehbaz Sharif gave to the army chief is actually a photoshopped frame of the 2019 Chinese military exercises which Shehbaz Sharif just handed over. He gave it under the name of Operation Bunyad Marsus, and that too on the occasion of Field Marshal. And now Indian media and social media are making fun, saying that at least you could have given a real photo. You just photoshopped an old photo and gave it, so this is the extent of their understanding. But no matter how much the Indian media mocks, there is one thing they will have to answer for. And this thing was not reported much, but there has been a report in Pakistan's media, and a little news has come out that India is hiding the wreckage of Rafale. That is, India has already hidden the wreckage of the Rafales that were shot down. They don't want even a single nut or bolt to come out in the open. Where has India hidden the Rafale wreckage? They are not telling anyone. They have kept it top secret. And India is not even trusting its own soldiers. India has hidden this wreckage through just a few of its most important people, and they are not telling anyone about it. Strict surveillance is being maintained so that no one can take any footage out. No one should be able to take a picture from there. No one should be able to make a video from there. So they have made the wreckage of the planes disappear, hiding it inside very large yards. Now India is thinking about how to make it disappear and how to move the matter forward. There is some investigative commission from France, some inquiry commission that apparently came. Now reportedly I have read this news from several other sources as well. They are saying that an investigation needs to be conducted. Show us the wreckage so that we can find out how our aircraft crashed. Share with us the details of how it crashed. Not only should the wreckage be shown, but take us to the site and share everything with us. All the documents related to it. When an aircraft flies, a complete trail is created. You should provide us with all those things. But India has decided to keep these matters confidential and has not cooperated. Reportedly, they did not cooperate with the French Investigative Commission. It's possible that France also wants there to be no cooperation because on the surface they will go through the motions, but deep down they would prefer that whatever happens, this defeat and embarrassment caused by the Indian pilots remains hidden. Viewers, there is another piece of news, and some people are claiming that if India blocks Pakistan's water, which India is indeed doing, there are some such projects of India that were supposed to be started in 2030, but it has come to light that India is already beginning work on them and is moving ahead very quickly. India's desire is to block Pakistan's water, especially from the Jhelum River, the Chenab River and the Indus River, and to succeed in its conspiracy to turn Pakistan barren. Here we'll just keep putting on a show by turning the taps on and off. Look, when the tap is open, water comes. Look, when the tap is closed, there's no water. When the farmer finds out how much less water he's getting per acre, he'll tell you how much damage has been done. You can make as many memes as you want, but this is a very serious issue and Pakistan will have to take it seriously. India has already built structures on our waters, is still building them, and is designing some major structures for the future as well. Now, some people have made this claim, and even in Pakistan's media, people have made this claim. Internationally, it is also said that in return for what India is about to do with Pakistan regarding the Indus Waters Treaty, This Indus Water Treaty between India and Pakistan, the World Bank is also involved in it. As for India's dealings with other countries in this matter, they do not play any major role. The claim being made is that if India blocks the water of the Indus, then China will block it too. The water of the Brahmaputra. Take a look at the map of the Brahmaputra. This is a river. It falls in India. You can see the river marked in blue. The white area at the top through which this blue line passes is China, and below there is a country called Bhutan and another called Nepal. Now, in between there is a region that is disputed, where there is an ongoing conflict. India has disputes with China, and further up is Ladakh, where there is also ongoing conflict. India, above Arunachal Pradesh, this is where the Brahmaputra comes in, and it enters the southern region of India. It passes through Arunachal Pradesh, enters Assam, and after passing through different states of India, it flows through the entire southern region of India and continues downwards. In Bangladesh, it irrigates almost the entire country, and then it flows into the Bay of Bengal and empties into the sea. This is the Brahmaputra River. These are the two major rivers of this region. One is the Indus and the other is the Brahmaputra. And the interesting thing is that four major rivers originate from the same lake, and that lake is called Mansarovar Lake. Here, take a look at its picture. You should be able to see it. These flags are placed here because this is a very sacred place for followers of three religions: Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, and also Bon. Followers of different religions consider this lake to be extremely sacred. 4 lamps come out from here, and all 4 are big lamps. The Indus originates here, the Brahmaputra originates here, the Sutlej originates here, and the Karnali originates here. One of these rivers flows into Nepal. Another flows into Pakistan and India. The Sindh passes through Kashmir and then enters Pakistan. And the Brahmaputra flows into China. From China, it flows into India. Now, at the very spot where it turns towards India, China has planned to build the world's largest dam. China is going to build such a massive dam there, the biggest dam. Let me show you the exact site. Ye aap sina dam Delma. It's written here, and I took this page from an Indian source because they keep making documentaries about it. At the spot where the river bends, there's a point nearby where China also wants to build a dam, and build a very big dam. And India has a big problem with this dam. China calls it the Yarlung Changpo. Yarlung Changpo means that's the name they use for this river. So they say they'll build a huge dam here, and at 4 locations they'll generate electricity from it, and this will become China's biggest dam, producing so much electricity that it will break all previous dam records. This is what China wants to do with this river here. But this will create a problem for India, because if China blocks the water with this dam, and in case there is a shortage of water, then the southern areas of India won't receive water, leading to drought there, and the same situation will also occur further downstream in Bangladesh. So is China going to do this, or is it planning to do this? India is continuously very concerned about this, and remember, you cannot view this issue together with the Indus River issue. These are two separate issues. Just as India is at a higher elevation than Pakistan, that is, the area of occupied Kashmir is higher than the areas of Kashmir controlled by Pakistan. Therefore, if they block the water in occupied Kashmir or divert the water from there, it causes harm to Pakistan. Similarly, the areas that China controls are higher than India. They are part of the Tibetan region. From there, the rivers originate and then flow downwards. Manasarovar Lake. I also told you about another very interesting place here. Look at this. You can see this mountain. It looks kind of golden. Between two mountains, this is called Kailash. You must have seen in Indian movies when they say they are going on a pilgrimage. Down here, you can also see women walking. Many Hindu women are heading towards this mountain, saying they are going on a pilgrimage. So, this lake and this particular mountain here, at this place, they have built a temple, and they believe that their god Shiva has some things connected to him here, which they have established. They have an entire myth based on which they believe. Just as people of different religions travel to different places for their religious obligations, like Muslims go to Mecca and Medina, Sikhs come to Pakistan, to Nankana Sahib and various other places like Panja Sahib, and there are probably other places as well. There is also Kartarpur. Similarly, Christians go to the Vatican City and to Muslim sites, and Jews go to Jerusalem. In the same way, Hindus go to places like Mansarovar Lake, which is a very large lake, and to Mount Kailash, and they go there to perform their worship. Their journey is quite long, and they reach there after this journey, and there is always a dispute about making this pilgrimage. There are some areas near Nepal and they want the entire route to be theirs and for Nepal to give up that route. They want to bypass Nepal and reach directly. But Nepal has control over that area. There is Kalapani, Lipulek, and Limpiadhura. I remember these three areas very well. I had worked on these three areas, and there is a dispute over them between Nepal and India as well. So, India's disputes with both Nepal and China are because of these regions up in Tibet, from where the Brahmaputra River originates. So, for them, it also holds religious significance. Secondly, their economy, especially their agriculture, is largely dependent on these rivers, and for Bangladesh, it is entirely dependent on them. So will China build a very large dam? China has already made plans for it. If they build a run-of-the-river dam and do not stop the water, then everyone will benefit. But if they store the water and hold back a lot of it and try to divert its course, if they redirect it somewhere else from this point, then both India and Bangladesh will suffer significant losses. I've laid out the picture before you. We will continue to discuss these issues in the future as well. That's all for now. Take care of yourself and of your channel as well. Allah Hafiz.